Hey everybody, Bitter Buffalo out here at the campground Friday night. Got some rain showers in the forecast probably all night long. Looking forward to testing out the Tarptent notch in the rain. Finally, I got it all sealed up. Gotten used to setting it up and whatnot, and just haven't had any rain to work with. So I'm excited to get out here and camp tonight and check it out, see if I got any leaks, see how she does. Again, I'm not backpacking. This is at my little campground out here at my place, which is pretty accommodating. Got the lodge there with the hammock bed and table and oil lantern and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm not too far from the house over those trees. So yeah, I'm excited to set this thing up. Hopefully we'll get some rain showers here shortly. It's looking awfully gray and it's getting windy out there. And I'll try to do a wet weather setup. Hopefully that'll work out. We'll see how that goes. I've never done it before, so that's all new to me and good. So awesome. Stay with me. Tune in. We'll set up the notch. We'll camp with it tonight. We might even go over some other stuff that I got in my little bag of tricks. So, alright. Check y'all later. Alright, so I got a little break in the weather. I've got the notch opened up. I'm just going to show you kind of what my setup was last night. Temperatures got down to 71 degrees, by no means cold, very windy, rain showers on and off all night long, a couple times pretty heavy. This is my setup from last night. Good test for the notch. Had it pointed actually into the prevailing weather, just coming from that direction, thanks to Hurricane Isaac. And yeah, so here's what I was going with last night. I've got the NeoAir Trekker all season. That thing's like an electric blanket. All right, it is warm. I mean, it's like a heated car seat. It was way too warm for 70-degree weather, but I'm gonna be loving that this winter. Very comfortable, love it. I got my Marmot 40-degree Venture, I want to say, synthetic fill bag. It's the lightest bag I had, so I went with that. Slept with it in quilt mode pretty much. It was plenty warm. Then of course the notch tent, and then up here I usually carry this piece of Reflectex as a sit pad in my pack, just for if I want to take a break and the ground's wet or something, I can sit on it. And generally at night when I turn in, I'll tuck it up here in between the tent and the Tyvek ground cloth, and that way I kind of have this pull-out mat that I can actually kneel on and access things on the inside of the tent without having to get in there, especially if it's raining and I might have my poncho on and I don't want to drag that thing into the interior of the tent. This little guy serves great multi-purpose thing, and it doesn't weigh hardly anything. But alright, here's also a little modification that I made. Probably be better to shoot it from in here. That's the zipper on the door. Now there's two zippers on the door, and I generally leave that one zipper, all the way at the top. That's just kind of my force of habit, I guess. And what I decided when I sat up inside the tent from a seated position and had my head up in the apex up here, it seemed a little tight, kind of around my face, I mean, I understand it's a one-man tent, but I wanted to try to expand that a little bit, and it was a relatively easy little fix I came up with. Is just I took a little cordage, made a knot in one end, passed it through the hole on the actual zipper itself, and then made a loop on the other end, and I just leave that permanently on that top zipper, which, like I say, generally stays in that position anyway. And you can loop that around, and what it does, it pulls this mesh apart at the top. It's really kind of hard to see unless you're like in it, and granted it's not a whole bunch more room by any means, but it does seem to make it feel a little bit roomier, and of course you can adjust your zipper from up here. Maybe you could put it here and kind of pull out the middle of it a little bit, and it's a slight change, but nonetheless it was noticeable. I kind of found it handy. So let me crawl inside and I'll show you the other idea I had. Fun with Reflectex. I made Reflectex wings that are attached with these lightweight elastic cords in a loop, and I run my pad through it, through 3 of these, one here in the middle, and there's one more at the head end of the bag. Let's see here. Yeah, and then I kind of cut them to size of that dead floor space on the notch with my pad, generally where I put it, in the, sort of near the middle, a little bit off center. And these things, you can see you can move the whole thing around. They don't really shift. Then you line it up where you want it at night, and actually when you lay down on it and your hands roll off, you don't feel any of the ground at all. I mean, it's just having a little lightweight, thin layer of insulation makes a huge difference. If you're sitting maybe in the tent with your feet out one of the 2 doors, there's always cold spots. Say, hey, I found that, it takes care of that, and it's relatively adjustable. You can kind of shift it where you want it. If you spread it out a little, the Neo Air kind of keeps it in place. And I just ran it from about the head down to where my hands go was the important thing. And again, this is like, winter time, forest season. I didn't need it at all last night. In fact, it would have been nicer probably touching the cold ground. It was so warm. But yeah, I think I weighed them. They're like 2.4 ounces a pair. No, that can't be right. I think they were 2.4 each. It might be 2.4 together with the cords and everything. I'll double check and post it. But yeah, I can't wait to try it out this winter, when it's cold on the ground, and having like a built-in removable sort of floor. You could probably even make them wider. But yeah, just something I was playing with. Thought it would be kind of neat. And last but not least, this isn't any really big deal, but they got these loops on the inside of the notch, these little mitten clips right here, and they just hang there. And I assume they're for like hanging a ditty bag or a stuff sack of some sort. And I said, no, we'll put a ridge line basically across there, and I could hang my flashlight. I'll try to get a shot of the flashlight with a lantern or something on there, but you can go up there and you can hang your stuff. And what I found, again, I put just a little taut line hitch, and with a little loop on the end of that, and I've got it on a an adjustable knot, a taut line. And when you tighten it up kind of to the middle right here, you can actually pull. You're not going to be able to see this on film, it's going to be hard, but you can actually pull the mesh up into the ridge line to help elevate it, like off of your face or your feet, whatever, if it started to sag or something. Easy to do inside the tent. In fact, last night I pulled it up once just to get a little more breathing room, and it worked great, combined with pulling the top corners out. And here's what it looks like, the zipper thing with a little cordage tie out. It takes that angle and takes it right to the pole and then straight down. Otherwise it would be hanging, and you're only talking a couple inches, if that. But I tell you, when you're in here and you're in the middle of the tent, it really does seem like a little more room. But yep, those are my mods for my notch. Having fun with tents in the backyard campground. Gotta love it, right? Got my Reflectex wings for this winter. Excited to try that out. Got the new ridgeline tensioner / gear holder / whatever. And I got the little zipper pulls. Pulling the zipper out, giving me a little more headroom. And of course I got the Reflectex mat, the door mat outside the front door. So alright, cool. We'll check in a little bit.